أنا جهزت السؤال.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد رسول الله وآله وصحبه ومن والاه واهتدى بهداه. All praise is due to Allah, the one true God, and may the best of peace and blessings be upon the soul of our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his household and companions and followers on the righteous path up until the day of judgment. Allahumma ameen ya rabbal alameen. Welcome to a Q&A session. It's titled wrong, Jum'ah Khutbah. I'm changing that in a second. But it's a Q&A session, inshallah. If you have your question, you can go ahead and put it in the comments, inshallah, and I will give the chance to get to that right away, inshallah. Tabarak wa ta'ala. So this is open talk, Q&A. Feel free to go ahead and type your question, inshallah, and I will get your question and answer it if I can, inshallah. The first question is from right here, Huda, my daughter. Go ahead, Huda, تفضلي.
Why does Allah have us in this world, even though He knows who is going to go to Jannah and who's going to go to hellfire? And He knows who's right and who's wrong, and He does not need us in this world.
The question about our purpose of existence, or exactly why does Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put us here in this world when He knows the whole thing, who is right, who is wrong, what is going to be our choice in this world, what choices are we going to make? And this is a very, very good question. And you guys keep asking that question. And I think it's an important question. Why are we here? Why does Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put us here when He knows what we're going to choose? The answer to that question is, do you know where on our level? Because we are thinking on the level of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, on the level of God. We're not gods. We're not supposed to go to that level to question the actions of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because He is the creator of everything and maker of everything. He has the power to make this world or not make it. Choice to make it or not make it is for Him. If you have power over anything, your room, for example, your own belongings, whatever you own, you have the full power to do something or not do something, according to your own system of maybe what you do does not make sense to others, but you are fully entitled to do what you do based on your system, based on your wisdom. You can be getting rid of one of your clothes, thinking it is bad. For someone else, this is the best cloth. It doesn't make sense that you are getting rid of it. You are fully entitled to do whatever you want in your own stuff. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He owns the world. He owns everything and everybody in the world because He made everything. Now He can make and do anything at any time, His choice, and it's just His. That is on the level of the God, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. On our level, do we know? Do we have the knowledge? Which way are we going? Do you? We don't. What we know is we came to a world that we did not make. We have been introduced into that world. We know that we are much more sophisticated than anything that exists in this world. We are made for a purpose. We're made for a purpose. If you bring somebody from the Stone Ages and he looks at this phone right here, and you show him, he doesn't know much about it, you show him a few things about it, he would know that this is done for a purpose. He would know that there is difference between this and a rock, right? he would know there is a purpose for the existence of that piece of thing from what it looks, from what functions they might have. Am I right?
What is our purpose?
Yes. So looking at ourselves, you will see that we are so much sophisticated, we're so much different, we're so much highly equipped with a lot of things. There should be a purpose of our existence. The one who made us designed exactly the purpose of our existence and the way we are heading and the destiny based on our choices in this life. Obviously, this is all so clear in the Quran. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made it so clear in the Quran. There should be a purpose of our existence. Allah made all of that clear in the Quran when He said, وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. I have not created jinn and humans except to worship me. And worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala starts with realizing Him, acknowledging Him being God subhanahu wa ta'ala, and then knowing what does He want from you. Before I just go live right now, I got an update on my iPhone system, that there is an update for the system. Which means the makers of this are telling me there are better ways of doing things, and it's my choice now. It's my choice to stick to the, I don't know what, the iOS system that was working 10 years ago, that would not allow me to download a lot of apps or be just very, very outdated, not able to use the qualities and the features of this if I choose not to download the system. Right? So they are the makers of this phone. They tell me what works best with it. This new feature will help you deal with those bugs or problems or issues. It will update your phone. It will do a lot of good things because they are the makers of this. I don't expect Samsung, for example, to give me updates for this. They are not the makers of that. It's not going to be authentic. So Allah, being our maker, is the one who knows everything around us. And He knows what we're going to choose. Like the makers of this phone, they know my choices. They have some kind of tracking, some kind of systems. You know, when somebody steals, I remember this story. Some people stole some phones from, I think they were, it was one of those, what do you call it? You know, when they had some trouble somewhere and then some people broke into one of the Apple stores and they got some phones, new phones that were showing or being displayed in there, some looting. And then they got the message on the phone, like, thank you for, not thank you, something like you cannot be, you're not able to use this phone. They got a message from Apple that this phone is kind of locked. You're not being able to use it. You better return it, something like that. Because they are the maker of this, they have some kind of tracking. Why do they have tracking of this? Well, they are the makers of it. They know where exactly does it go. I'm not here to discuss the ethics of it or whatever, but it is because they make it, they know it inside out. They have ways of knowing it. Yet they do not dictate their choices on you. Does it make sense? They tell you this is the update. Allah tells you this is the way for you. Islam is the way for you. Well, you can go with any other way. It's going to be full of bugs. It's going to have problems. It's not going to be the right way. And it's not, you're out of warranty. You're not going to have any warranty if you break these, do not follow the system, right? Jazakallah khairan, akhi Siraj. So it's very close to that, something very close to that Allah Azza wa Jalla, being our creator, our maker, knowing everything about us, being the God that knows the beginning and the end and the choices and the destiny, but we do not know. We do not know. Based on us realizing that He is the creator, He is the manufacturer, I don't go and question, oh, can you tell me the details? What's in the new system? Some people do that, but you're not going to be probably fully capable of realizing what's in this new system until you just trust this company in the first place, download the system, having some kind of faith, some level of faith into that, because it's coming from the manufacturer anyway. When it comes to Allah, we have that faith that He knows the best for us. He has the full wisdom behind the creation of everything. His wisdom is so clear in the balance of this world, is so clear in everything that we see around us. Based on that, we accept that, and based on the fact that we do not know ourselves, Allah said in the Quran, قُلْ هَلْ عِنْدَكُم مِّنْ عِلْمٍ فَتُخْرِجُوهُ لَنَا. That is what some people who made some bad choices argued with Allah when they said, لو شاء الله ما أشركنا ولا آباؤنا. If God wills, if He wills, we would not have committed any shirk or going wrong in any way, not us, not our parents. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, قُلْ هَلْ عِنْدَكُم. Do you have knowledge of what you're saying about? What makes you think what's in the knowledge of God? That He knew if He willed, we would not have gone this way. But you had no knowledge of that. You go the right way. You're supposed to go the right way and do the right thing and deal with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as God, and you yourself as a servant of that God, if that makes sense. Does it? Any question? I think you're ready with one question. No, go ahead, please. If anyone, please, if you have any question, من كان عنده أسئلة أحبابنا الكرام, if you have a question, go ahead, put it in the comments. Inshallah, this is the time for you, inshallah, if you got any question from me. But I have a question right here from Noor. Go ahead, please.
عشان I don't understand the A.
Go ahead, please.
I don't understand the A.
Raise your voice. Come close, please, and raise your voice.
I don't understand the A. قال يا قوم لما تستعجلون بالحسنة قبل السيئة.
بالسيئة قبل الحسنة.
Oh, بالسيئة قبل الحسنة. I don't understand why is he saying بالسيئة قبل الحسنة.
Right. So this is the ayah. Which what ayah you were asking about? لولا تستغفرون الله لعلكم ترحمون قالوا. Right. So this is Surah An-Naml. This is Surah An-Naml, ayah, verse number 46. Verse number 46. Basically, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying here about the story of Thamud, the people of Thamud, that Salih was sent to them, and they became into two groups, those who believe in him and those who do not. And then he was arguing with those who do not believe in him. قال يا قوم لم تستعجلون بالسيئة قبل الحسنة. He said, "Oh my people, why are you hastening to ask for that which is bad before asking for that which is good? لولا تستغفرون الله. If only you could ask forgiveness from Lord that you might be shown mercy." This is Wallahu A'lam, the state of mind of the those who oppose the prophets. Those who oppose the prophets, they usually say, it happens even with Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He said in Surah Al-Anfal, وَإِذْ قَالُوا اللَّهُمَّ إِنْ كَانَ هَذَا هُوَ الْحَقَّ مِنْ عِنْدِكَ فَأَمْطِرْ عَلَيْنَا حِجَارَةً مِنَ السَّمَاءِ. Right? They said, "Oh God, if this is the truth from you, truth coming through Prophet Muhammad or Muhammad, if that is the truth coming from you, then logically, what would you ask after that? If this is, you don't know, this is a prophet, a man who's saying, I'm a prophet, I'm bringing you the truth from God. You don't know. So now they are praying to God that they believe he exists in the first place. They said, oh God, if this is the truth from you, what? Complete the sentence. What should make sense after that? Guide us, right? If this is the right way, make us believe in it. What they said is, if this is the truth from you, إن كان هذا هو الحق من عندك فأمطر علينا حجارة من السماء. So if this is the truth, then cause the sky to rain rocks, to shell us with rocks from the sky. Let rocks come to us from the sky. What kind of mentality are you thinking? They are تستعجلون بالسيئة قبل الحسنة. Maybe it could be better to ask, to humble yourself and ask for guidance. It's mainly because they do not humble themselves. They grow arrogant. Well, if they go kind of challenging God. If this is the right way, we're not going to go. Show us your punishment. Bring us your punishment. Right? That's what they said to Sayyidina Salih. What is the other ayah? فَأْتِنَا بِمَا تَعِدُونَ. Right? What surah is this, Muhammad? فَأْتِنَا بِمَا تَعِدُونَ إِن كُنْتَ مِنَ الصَّادِقِينَ. Is that what they said? قال إنما العلم عند الله وإلى عاد أخاهم هود, this is Surah Al-Ahqaf. واذكر أخا عاد إذ أنذر قومه بالأحقاف. Then and many other nations, they told their prophet, if that's the right way, then bring us this punishment that you are promising. Why didn't you say bring us Jannah or take us to heaven? Show us those kind of things that you are talking about heaven. They don't think this way. They think in challenging, opposing. Allah shows their heart, that what's in your heart is not humbling. You're not going to get faith until you humble yourself. In this ayah, Allah said, لِمَ تَسْتَعْجِلُونَ. Istajal is hastening. Why do you rush and hasten and ask him for a sayyi'ah, the bad thing, قَبْلَ الْحَسَنَةِ, before the good thing, right? If only you could ask forgiveness from your Lord, and maybe you ask clearly, oh God, if that is the truth, okay, make our hearts accept it. Make us accept it. Show us a miracle. And that's what they asked several times. But some of them, or many of them, they were hastening and rushing and asking for the punishment rather than asking for guidance or asking for that which is the best. Wallahu a'lam. Anyone, يا إخواننا الكرام, من كان عنده أسئلة, this is meant to be a Q&A, question and answer. So if you have a question for me, please feel free, inshallah. عندنا أسئلة هنا على الساحة. Anyone? Go ahead, Muhammad.
Why did Prophet Sulaiman alayhi salam say, رَبِّ هَبْ لِي مُلْكًا لَا يَنبَغِي لِأَحَدٍ مِنْ بَعْدِي? Why did he ask for Allah not to give anyone the kingdom he had?
Okay. Sayyidina Sulaiman, Prophet Sulaiman asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala this question, قال رب اغفر لي وهب لي ملكا لا ينبغي لأحد من بعدي. He said, oh God, forgive me and give me a kingdom that should not, second, right. So he said, oh God, forgive me and give me a kingdom that should not be due to anyone after me, right? So the question from Muhammad is, why did he ask that? Well, it's like everybody is thinking based on their own perception of the world. Sayyidina Sulaiman was what? Was a king, son of a king. Dawood alayhi salam was a king, prophet and king. Sulaiman is a king too. So he's not going to be thinking like a farmer. If a farmer is making dua to Allah, he will say, oh Allah, give me what? A farmer. If a farmer is thinking and making dua, he say, oh Allah, give me like 100 acres, that many cattle. That's what he's thinking. That's his perception of the world. A businessman is making dua to Allah. He's going to most likely make dua about what? About what? His business, successful business, more profits, better plans. If a king is making a dua to Allah, he's most likely going to make dua about something that has to do with kingdom. He said, oh my Lord, being a prophet, forgive me. وَهَبْ لِي مُلْكًا, give me some kind of kingdom or power. لَا يَنْبَغِي لِأَحَدٍ مِنْ بَعْدِي, that's not going to be due to anyone or for anyone after me. So he's entitled to ask that, as long as he does not, there's no transgression in this dua, and he knew the fadl and the grace and the bounty of Allah is so vast. He asked this question and Allah gave him that. He was able to speak to humans and jinn and birds and animals. He had all kinds of powers that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave him, that no one after him probably got this power. Wallahu a'lam. Allah knows best. What we learn from that is the power of dua. Learn the power of dua from the prophets and use it. I have a question here from Brother Nouri. MashaAllah, Jazakallah khair, Brother Nouri. Assalamu alaikum wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. With upcoming election, some political parties support abortion and other un-Islamic policies. When we Muslims vote for those officials on the day of judgment, are going to be questioned why we voted for them. Very good question. Jazakallah khair, Brother Nouri. Again, the question is about supporting one political party or one party in something like election by voting for one party. Republican or Democrats or other parties. We don't have too many options here anyway, just those two, right? Well, the question is, some of them, they have in their package something like abortion. And in Islam, this is against the Islamic rulings. Abortion in general is killing, is some kind of killing, as we believe, part of our faith. It's not a freedom of anybody to take the life of anyone else. Very limited conditions that it can be, pregnancy can be aborted. It's only if it constitutes it becomes a life-threatening matter of life-threatening for the mother. Only in this case it can be aborted, and that should be based on the authentic opinion of authentic group of physicians, right? But generally speaking, what if one party is adopting some kind of package that's not Islamic, or some of them are against Islam? Should it be, will we be questioned about this if we vote for them? The answer to that, my dear brother, is this. The world that we live in nowadays, Akhi, the world that we live in nowadays is very, very different from the world or the reality and circumstances some time back. It's very mixed. The halal is mixed with haram, the interests, masalih and mafasid, what's corruption is mixed with good with bad. It's not a black and white kind of world, or very simple. It's very interconnected. Not only when it comes to election, when it comes to the food that we eat, what ingredients could be there, the so many of our daily actions, just looking at your phone, we take that for granted. But just opening your phone and not intending to see anything you don't want to see, and you will see images, all kinds of images, see all kinds of comments from people and behaviors from people, that it becomes like the whole world is mixed between what's good and what's bad. In a world like this, our responsibility becomes how to choose between like two packages. One of them is having more good and less bad, and the other one is more bad and less good. If the choice is going to be between good and bad, 100% good, 100% bad, then obviously you're supposed to go only for that which is 100% good. But that's not the case in most of the cases. بعض الناس بيطلب مني الكلام بالعربي. الحديث الحقيقة موجه للجاليات المسلمة في الغرب، وإلا إن كان إن شاء الله بعض الحلقات تكون باللغة العربية موجهة لأهل المشرق أو المتحدثين بالعربية، لكن هذا في الأساس موجه للمتحدثين أو الناطقين بالإنجليزية، يعني في خاصة في جاليتنا هنا في سلام يعني، والأمر مفتوح للجميع. طيب. So the question is, Akhi, we are choosing, we are living a time that the choices between, or the one who should make the choice is going to be based on khayra al-khayrain wa sharr al-sharrain. That which the package that has more of good and less of bad, because any choice that you will make in most of our decisions nowadays is going to have some limit of bad, something bad. That doesn't mean you avoid something that's halal 90%, for example, because it has 10% haram. Well, if you can avoid that in unnecessary matters, that will be good, and alhamdulillah. But in matters like election, it is very important that we participate and we have our voice out there so we can make a difference. Without that, we're not going to be counted. If this is the case, who to choose? Well, if you look at this side or that side, you might find things that you agree with and things that you do not agree with. And the matter of voting, wallahu a'lam, Allah knows best, is not a matter of 100% ratification of every single thought or belief or idea or policy that they go with. But what it means that you are basically thinking that party is having more good, or is more aligned with what you generally speaking believe. politically speaking, I'm not the one to speak about politics. I know for sure that a lot of people are going to vote for one party, even though they don't believe or they don't agree 100% with that party, Democratic Party. In that case, not because they agree with them 100%, but because they disagree with the other side, or especially the leader of the other side. They just want to take him out or something. So that is the world that we live in. You might look and choose which do you think is having more good and less bad. The question is whether we be questioned about this in the day of judgment. Prepare that answer for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Why didn't you? Because if you don't say your opinion, maybe more people will choose the other side that has more worse, something worse than what you're going to choose. Your answer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala could be that I did my best, I did my ijtihad, and my choice was based on taghlib al-khayr, trying to make or give my vote to those that I thought they have more good, right? Because no matter, even if you go to the Muslim countries or Islamic whatever, nobody's going to have Islam 100%. They're going to have their own choices, their own policies that might have 90%, 80% more or less of that, which is, even if it's, we're not talking Islam, but 90% of agreeing with you. You're not going to agree with another person 100% of everything. I hope the idea is clear, inshallah. And I believe, inshallah, you do your best. And it does not mean that you vote for that party or this party, that you agree with every single item on their agenda. Wallahu a'lam. Allah knows best. Do we have any other questions, inshallah? Anyone else got any other questions for me? Bismillah. You do? Okay. طيب, if there's no more questions, I'll give a couple of more seconds, inshallah. Anyone from those who are watching have any question? طيب, بورك فيكم, جزاكم الله خيرا. In the meantime, وإياك brother Nuri. In the meantime, if you have any question, feel free to put it in the website or send it as a message for me, and I will do my best inshallah to get back to you. Wallahu ta'ala a'lam. Allah knows best. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وآله وصحبه أجمعين. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.